So please can you tell me your name, job title, and a bit about your company?
Sure. My name is Shahaf Bar-Geffen. It's complicated, I know. I live in Israel. I'm CEO of a company called Cote. We're available at COTI.io. And we are a tech company that have built a base protocol that is fast, scalable, embodies trust in it, and incentivizes good behavior. And when trust is not achieved, we can correct it with a form of mediation that we've developed. We call it the trust chain.
That's great. And COTI stands for Currency of the Internet.
That is true.
And you mentioned the protocol, which is very exclusive, and that's what your business has developed.
Yes.
Can you tell me who will use the protocol and what will they use it for?
All right, so any industry that is in need of high transaction rate, in need of trust, and in need of an opportunity to amend when something went wrong, like human error, needs COTI. So the first industry we tend to revolutionize is the payment industry. Now this is a $2 trillion industry. Yes, I did say $2 trillion industry. That is right now ruled by a duopoly. You know them, Visa and MasterCard. And this industry hasn't been disrupted for the last 30 to 40 years. So we intend to disrupt this industry, but later on, using our base protocol, we can disrupt insurance, money remittance, ed tech, high-frequency trading, you name it, because we are able to transact 10,000 transactions per second. This is unheard of. Bitcoin is 7. Ethereum is 20, so we can do 10,000.
So you're much faster, much more secure than what's already out there.
We are the Usain Bolt of transactions, yeah.
That's certainly memorable.
Yeah.
Well, you use a DAG, a direct acyclical graph-based protocol.
This is true.
Other companies such as Zencash also use this. Why is yours better?
Because we believe that payments is not just about speed. You need speed for sure, but it's not just about that. Payments is also about trust. And we've built inside our base protocol a trust score that is given to you because you need to identify yourself when you join our network, because we don't think payments eventually will be something that is done anonymously. It can be done privately, but not anonymously. So you're granted a trust score. And with your trust score, we can assess payments on a much better level than it is without. Because when you know the merchant there is someone you can trust, and when the merchant knows that you can be trusted, or if it's just P2P, trust is needed. Trust is so important to payments, we put it on the dollar note. In God we trust. So trust is very prominent in payments. So that's one thing. Second, when it comes to payments, blockchain can help you, since it's a trustless system, it can help you to know that the other party has the balance to pay you. That's good. But it tells you nothing about the other party's behavior, right? Is he a trustworthy person? So say I want to buy shoes online and I'm paying with my Bitcoin. That is an amazing process. But what happens if I don't get my shoes? Who do I call? Like with Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, I can just charge back or open a dispute. With cryptocurrencies, you can't. So we've built in a system, a jury system that we incentivize to resolve these sort of disputes. So I'm a jury in this system, right? I've volunteered. I have a high trust score, and I'm getting a case. Did he get his shoes or did he not get his shoes? But I don't just judge it according to the data that I got and the trust history and so on and so forth. I put my money on it. I put my money on one of these sides, I back him. And if I'm right, I'm getting my money back, but I'm getting the money of the people that weren't right and weren't with the consensus. So I'm incentivized to judge it well, and we're incentivizing good behavior. This is called delegated proof of stake. This is one of the key things that we do with payments. So we've built it as a complete system, not just a protocol, and not just fast system, but a system that can revolutionize payment and can actually disrupt this $2 trillion industry.
Is the judge in the mediation system randomly allocated to a case?
Yes, it is. You cannot...
so I can't choose my friend to say, well, I definitely know what's going on there. And
Of course not. Of course not.
Okay.
But even if you could, right, then a lot of people out there would judge it right. I mean, if you had to bribe someone, you're probably not right. And your friend would have lost his money because he would back the wrong side of this equation. But you don't know who you're going to judge. It's completely private. But yeah.
So the platform uses a combination of human knowledge and machine learning.
True, to achieve trust and what we know about trust, and it learns your behavior. And then we know, or the system knows, because it's not centralized, knows that you are a trustworthy person and person that we can transact with easily. So we're building trust.
Are the transactors gaining a trust score based on a peer review system comparable to eBay?
No. We are not looking at people voting on who's right and who's wrong. We're actually looking at their transaction history. We know the truth.
Okay. What does that mean in terms of?
It means that it's fully objective. It cannot be influenced or manipulated. We know, and we hear a lot about this sort of system being hacked because people just do Sybil attacks and vote to whoever they want. This cannot happen here because we actually follow your transaction history, and we know if you're a merchant that does not send things on time or cheat his consumers, we just know. We don't need people to vote on it.
So why should consumers pick your platform specifically over the dozens of other cryptocurrency-based firms?
So first of all, we believe that the way to go is go to merchants. If we have merchants adoptions, user would love us. For users, we build an experience that is very user-friendly, very easy to use, and they know that if they're paying with their crypto, they have consumer protection. This is not available in any other system. So that's one thing. But when it comes to merchants, it is not known to a lot of people, but merchants that process credit cards have a lot of issues with it. First of all, liquidity. Most of your money is kept for at least 3 weeks. So you're sending away goods, but you're not getting paid on time. 10% of your cash is being kept for up to 2 years, right? So this is another problem for merchants. Fees. When I transact with my credit card, this goes for 7 to 8 mediators, each cut their own coupons, each is a point of failure, and each can decline a card. So there's a lot of missing opportunities out there for merchants. So with our system, merchants can actually gain more revenue because they can transact on any deal and pay less fees. So their bottom line is better. So if merchants adopt us, consumers will adopt us eventually. And it will be just another way to pay on the things you buy. We have signed a partnership with processing.com, granting us access to 10,000 merchants. So we have a very clear go-to-market strategy. We are building it as a full ecosystem, a coin, a wallet, an exchange that we roll out this year. And with your Cote, you can essentially pay no fees when you transact. And a debit card that we're going to issue. So we're building it as a full solution, and we hopefully disrupt the Visa and the MasterCards of this world.
So you talk about disruption, and you hope to be the main company to make this change happen in the world of crypto.
Yes.
How do you see Cote changing the future of transactions?
So first of all, it's important to understand that the payment market is not a winner-takes-all market. It can't be. There is never one solution that everybody uses. But it's such a huge industry that even a cut of it is pretty big. We hope that one day you'll own your processing mechanism as an individual in a way that you'll be able to transact fast, easy, through your mobile, without any plastic, without any processing, without getting your card declined, without paying tremendous fees. If you send money to a friend around the world, you will not need to wait 7 days and pay a small fortune for this transaction. Right now we are paying banks to take our money, to make more money, right? And they tell us when we can use that and when we can't and with what fees. We want to grant people the ownership of their assets. This is the promise of cryptocurrencies, but cryptocurrencies right now need help to become something that is adopted by the masses as a payment mechanism. So we're trying to facilitate that, and if we can do that, you'll have a lot more independence. And I did a rough drafting on it, and it turns out that any family in the world can get something like $5,000 more each year available to them just by avoiding these old systems. So
on average?
On average,
Well,
yeah.
that's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
What's the biggest milestone coming in 2018 for Cote?
By the end of this year, we hope to have a prototype ready. We're already running it on simulations, but we'll have a prototype ready where we can actually start processing. We are also releasing our exchange this year. And last but not least, our ICO is this year. So
When's that?
It's rolling out these days, actually. Yeah.
When does it close?
It's starting by the end of April, and it will be closed hopefully a few minutes later.